come out of my own body and see my own body. I experienced watching myself die. You can't step into your expansion without the contraction, without the collapse, without letting the structures, the old structures, die. We are tapped into the creative quantum field, and that's how we bring souls into this world, through the portal of our womb. Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to this channel. My name is Joanna, and I am just here to spread wisdom around feminine embodiment, spirituality, inner work, and just some cool adventures that I'm going to be going on. Show you the experiences, show you what I'm moving through, so that you can use these experiences and whatever wisdom arises within me for your own expansion, your own evolution in your own embodiment journey. So welcome. Yeah, I'm so excited to have you here. So for this first video, we're just gonna get straight to it. You ready? You excited? So I'm here in Nosara, Costa Rica. I just hosted my first women's retreat in La Fortuna, Costa Rica. It was so potent, so beautiful, such an amazing experience. It's something that I know my soul has been preparing for so freaking long, and we finally did it. And then I decided to take 3 more weeks after that to be in Nosara, Costa Rica, which is one of the most beautiful places in Costa Rica, I believe, with a beautiful spiritual community. People here are just really committed to creating this new earth of conscious connections, vulnerability, love, sharing artistry with each other, sharing wisdom with each other, and collectively coming together. And personally, I'm on a journey of that myself. I'm so deeply passionate about creating safe spaces for women to dive deep into their bodies, deep into their inner wisdom, release the limitations, liberate what's holding them back from being their most expansive, creative, beautiful, powerful selves. And so that's a lot of the work that I do. And so this place here feels really deeply in resonance with my purpose, and that's why I'm here. I'm in this beautiful little tree house right now and just really enjoying my time here. Before I actually go home, my home is in Florida. I have my little house that I'm renting over there, and I'm actually going to be going back home, wrapping up my whole life, and moving here to Costa Rica for what I think is going to be 3 months, but I'm also open and surrendering to whatever the higher plan is for me. So here in Nosara, Costa Rica, every Sunday there's this ecstatic dance that's just so epic. When you do ecstatic dance, you know, we do like 2 hours of dancing, and then like at the end we all lie down in Shavasana and just breathe and either listen to music or whatever they have planned for that day. And there was this beautiful being that was doing a sound journey for us.
My artist name is Marta Gorostiaga, and I do psychedelic sound portals, mixing acoustic instruments and electronic music and sounds and effects. For me, the psychedelic sound portal music, it's the possibility to go to altered states of mind, different dimensions, without the necessity to take any other thing, any other substance, any other medicine, but the medicine of music and deep listening.
And he talked about a Blue Lotus ceremony that he was going to do, and I felt really deeply called to this Blue Lotus ceremony. So that's exactly what I did. A couple of days ago, I went to the Blue Lotus ceremony in this beautiful, beautiful retreat space with the most epic sunset with my dear sister Ali. So Blue Lotus is this beautiful herb. It is an Egyptian herb, and I'm actually going to let him tell you what Blue Lotus is.
Blue Lotus is this ancient flower that Egyptians use in their ceremonies for connecting to intuition whenever they wanted to receive advice from the high spirits and open their third eye.
So the reason why I decided to sit with Blue Lotus was because I've actually been working with Blue Lotus on my own. I felt a deep calling and a pull towards this herb, and back at home I went to this herb shop, to this apothecary, and I got it, and I've been kind of working with it in like my own personal way. And I felt like it would be really cool to sit in an actual ceremony. And so some of the downloads that I received that I feel like are going to blow your mind and are going to help you in your own embodiment journey and your own spiritual evolutionary journey. The first thing that came through was insights on personal development. Everyone wants to do personal development, but what does that actually mean? I wrote it in my journal. To develop something new, old structures must collapse. So in order for you to develop yourself personally, you're going to have to die many times and allow the collapse to happen. And this is something that a lot of people run away from. is the collapse. It's the death. Is going into the unknown. It's going into the void. It's grieving all the old parts of you that are no longer serving you. So we all think like personal development is something like super cool and fun and like, you know, just think better thoughts and you're creating a new reality. And the deeper you go into it, you realize it is way beyond that. And it is so natural. You see it in nature all the time. You see it in the seasons. It is so natural to go through a cyclical experience in this life. We are cyclical beings. And so what happens is, as cyclical beings, we must let old parts of ourselves collapse and die so that the new parts can be reborn. We need to go through winter so that we can have spring. It is just part of the journey, part of the process. I thought it was really cool to really bring that insight of like, you can't develop without the collapse. And so for me, this came through because I was in this experience. I felt myself come out of my own body and see my own body. And I experienced watching myself die. And because I'm really creating this life of courage and moving towards doing things that I've always wanted to do and live in a new place and face all of my fears, there's a lot of death that's happening. There's a lot of me being able to be with the fear, the lack, the scarcity that's showing up that is way beyond just even this lifetime. That is ancestral, that is generational. I'm the first one in my family line to be advocating for a life of deep, deep, deep soul liberation. And I'm sure you watching this, you are too, or you feel a deeper sense of like, I'm here for so much more. And so there's a lot that when you go on this journey, on this spiritual evolutionary journey of this embodiment journey, if you don't know what embodiment means, it just means embodying your essential nature, your soul, your essence, becoming whole, integrating all parts of you, becoming whole and bringing them into your body, expressing them into the world. So in this place of this being devoted to this journey, you're going to have to let yourself die. You're going to have to let yourself collapse. And you're going to have a beautiful rebirth. And you'll peel back layers and layers and layers and layers. And each layer creates expansive energy. And the more expansive energy you keep stepping into, the more expansive opportunities, places, things you'll start to attract in your life, because you'll become an energetic match for all of those expansive things that your heart desires. But you can't step into your expansion without the contraction, without the collapse, without letting the structures, the old structures, die. As I was seeing myself dying, I had this insight of like, in that moment when I was experiencing that death, that ego death, and I've had many of those, I just like felt, wow, okay. I felt this aliveness starting to move through me. And I've never experienced it in this way. It always like goes through like a period of grief and darkness and death, and then I feel the aliveness afterwards, right? Well, for this, I experienced both all together at once, and it was really magical and powerful. And so in that moment, the insight that came through was like, to die is to be alive. Like, we are all going to leave this world one day, right? We can't run away from that. And yet it's something that we're all so scared of. But in order for us to be fully alive, you have to know what it's like to die. You have to experience the contrast of it. And so it really made me think of the duality of life. How without pain, there is no pleasure. Without bad, there is no good. Without darkness, there is no light. Without death, there is no aliveness. And so the more that you just allow yourself to die to the illusions of your past, the illusions of your ancestors, the illusions of your generations, the more you come alive, the more you integrate your whole self, the more you embody who you really frickin' came here to be. And it's epic. And yes, it hurts, but on the other side of that hurt is your aliveness. It's your liberation. And when we run away from the death, that's when we get stuck in chaotic cycles and patterns in a life that feels so constricting, because you are running away from your cyclical nature. You are running away from how life was created. Life was created for death and rebirth. So when you run away from truth, you go into this realm of illusion and density and darkness. And life feels really freaking hard from that place. So this is my invitation. Let yourself die many times before you actually die. Because it will change your life. And it will guarantee your liberation. And it won't keep you stuck in those dense realms that you might be in. Another thing that came through for me was like a deeper understanding of what it means to be a creative in this life. And the term body-based creativity came through for me. And body-based creativity is creating from the depths of my knowing of my body, not from my mind. And so this creative process that I'm now learning, which is really cool because it happened at my retreat. And this is the freaking magic of being a woman. And I'm sure men too, but like as women, we have a womb full of creative energy. We are tapped into the creative quantum field. And that's how we bring souls into this world, through the portal of our womb. And so as women, when we can tap into this creative energy from our body first, from our womb first, not our mind, then we are creating from a very potent place. Not just the place of the mind, but the depths of this quantum realm of infinite possibilities. Now, what we think we have perceived from the past or the future that we think we need. It's from this infinite potential realm of like energy that wants to move through us and be created through us. And that is how we create and become innovators and creatrixes in this new earth that we're cultivating. We're creating a new earth, which means new ways of living, new ways of being, new ways of creating. And so this like deeper understanding of a concept that has forever changed my life, which is feminine depth first, then masculine direction, which means going into the depths of yourself first. And sometimes that means going into the depths of the emotional baggage and incomplete emotions that your body's holding on to, releasing those so you can tap into your intimate, ultimate truth. Feminine depth first, clear the shit, embody the truth, and then bring that out through your expression. Bring that out through your throat chakra. Bring that out through your creations in the world. That concept right there became a deeper embodiment in this ceremony while I tapped into what body-based creativity means. And so for me, it was like, can you trust the simplicity of spending more time in the being state of receivership, of being in the body, and less in the doing? Doesn't mean you won't do. Don't get me wrong. I am a Virgo. I love to do. I love to take action. I love it. It is my sauce. But sometimes it's too much action. And so we need harmony. But as women, our feminine state is to be, that was a mosquito. Our feminine state is to be in the depths of that oracle energy that we have that is tapped into the unseen realms, and being more in that state and bring the magic from that state and then do. So for me, my message was, can you trust the simplicity that the more you are in that being state and you create from that place and you do from that place, the more that you're in that, the more potency you're going to create when you are creating in this world and when you're putting your magic out there. We're going to let this motorcycle go by. The damn jungle be like, it's loud. There's like a road here and people are just like driving by. But it was like, can you trust the simplicity of that? And that's why this channel is coming alive, because it's like, can I trust the simplicity of like being able to share this wisdom that's being birthed through me onto a channel that can then impact the lives of other people listening to this? Can I trust the simplicity of how fun that is for me and how it being so fun is going to create change in the world? Can I trust that simplicity? That the more I be and less I do, the more potency I create. And so I hope that that really creates or sparks a little spark of energy in you. The next takeaway that I had was, you can't be received if you don't receive yourself. And so this was huge because there's so many subtle layers of living in a world where we are always seeking for external validation. And as somebody that has been really working through many cycles of needing external validation, or just looking to see if people's faces are approving me, or the way that their body language is approving me, like this like hypervigilance that I created as a child, as someone that's been living with that for many years, there's still like subtle layers that sometimes show up of like needing external validation. And I notice that it really comes out a lot when I'm like hanging out with people for too many days, or just like not in my own energy, not in my own frame. And it really shows like you cannot expect other people to receive you, or for you to perceive that they're receiving you, if you're not receiving yourself, if you're not spending that time really being with all of you. If you don't spend that time in reflection and reflecting on all the beautiful things that you have already done in your life, all the things that you have had so much strength and resilience to move through, all of the magic that you have already created in your life up until this point, even if you're not truly fulfilled, you have done probably some amazing things in your life and have gotten out of some really deep holes. When you can really reflect on that and spend time in solitude and stillness and being with all that you are in this present moment and all that you have been, you realize how freaking powerful you are. And when you continue to receive your own power and feel your own power and be with that own power, then your outer reality is going to shift. And you're not going to care if people are validating you. You're not going to care if people are thinking a certain way about you or about their body language or anything, because you're going to have this sense of knowing that you already are so powerful, and that you don't need anyone's validation to show you how powerful and incredible you are. And so what a beautiful reminder. And that's what I feel like this journey is about. We're constantly being reminded of these things, and it's a beautiful journey of unraveling. And sometimes we forget, and then we come to another layer of it. And we're like, oh my God, yes, I remember that. Okay, cool. Let me continue to like spend more time within and be in my body. And I feel like all the lessons that, at least personally, I have learned until this point have all just guided me back to myself. Another beautiful insight that I received is just like this really cosmic remembrance of your soul knew. Your soul knew. Your soul knew what body to choose. It knew what family lineage with the generational and ancestral trauma that has been passed down would be the best for its evolution. It knew what kind of people you would come across. It knew that this was the perfect vessel. This body that your soul chose knew, your soul knew that this body would be the perfect vessel necessary for your evolution. That's so epic. Like, my soul knew this body would be it. So can I let this soul that's just so intelligent continue to lead me? Because it knew, it always has known. And it just created this like, wow, I really am just so excited to continue to build a deep relationship with my soul, with this bigger part of me that just knows, and to continue to listen to that part. And it's easy to get wrapped up so much in like I said, the logical thinking, the past and the future and all of these things, that we forget that the soul is here now. And when we can dive into the body, create an intimate relationship with our soul, we will listen and we would hear what is the best next step, not based on thinking, but based on being. And that's freaking epic. That is so epic, don't you think? Because I think that's epic. And so I wrote out here on my journal, I was like, I want to know you more, soul. I want to embody you. And I felt my soul in that moment being like, I live beneath all the fear. And I was like, yeah, you do. That's exactly why I'm so deeply devoted to continuing to face my fears and continuing to do things that are scary, because I know that you live beneath all of that. Soul, I know you live beneath that. And so does your soul. Your soul lives beneath all the fears, all the limitations that you impose on yourself. That's why embodiment work to me is so magical, because the more that we can go into the body, we can alchemize that fear, we can feel through it, move through it, express it, complete it, the more we can continue to come back into our soul and remember and remember and remember and remember. It's like you're straying off a little bit. Oh my God, a little bit of fear. Oh, okay, I'm going to catch that fear. Okay, fear, I see you. All right. Let me integrate you. Let me move you through my body. Let me feel you. Let me express you. Okay, whoop, we're back on the path. Let's go. And then, oh, there's a little bit of anger right there. Okay, cool, anger. I'm not going to ignore you. I see you. All right, let's move into this anger. Let's like move it. Let's feel it. Let's express it. Okay, okay. Back to the path I go. That's the way. That's like the way that I see it. And then there was a moment where I was just laying there and I was like, what is the freaking point of this all? And I just heard my soul be like, to just be here now. And I was like, wow, so simple, yet so complex to the human psyche. The point of this all is to be present, to be here now, to live in the moment. When you're living in the moment, where you're not thinking about the past or the future, you are in your most powerful, potent expression. You are here now with the entirety of this moment, right here, right now. And that's the point of this whole experience. Just be here now. The soul will lead you. Just let it lead. Let it happen. Just be here now. Constant reminder, constant reminder. Which then is so beautiful, because then it goes hand in hand with what one of the ladies afterwards, we did like a little integration circle and we just shared. And she shared that for her, one of her messages was, stop analyzing where you're going. Stop overanalyzing where you're going. And it's like, oh, yeah. Stop analyzing. Just let yourself be. Be in the experience. Be in the present moment. Let life be created through you. That means that you continue, like I said, moving through those emotions that are blocking that life force energy, that life that wants to be moved through you, that wants to create, that wants to show you the way. It's just devotion. Devotion to going within, devotion to going within, devotion to going within. Constant devotion. Walking the path and being like, oh, all right, I'm devoted. Oh, all right, I'm back here. Ooh, I see you. Okay, I'm back here. You know? I hope that this video brought you some awareness, some knowledge, some takeaways, and that you can bring these takeaways into your own experience and create something out of it. Leave me a comment below. Make sure you like and subscribe this video. I would love to continue to grow this channel. So if you're watching this now, you're one of my first little noobs, my newbies in this channel, and your support means everything to me. So thank you so much. And below, you'll also find in the links where you can find me on Instagram, where you can find me on TikTok. And then also I am now enrolling, we begin on 11/11 for my Wildly Devoted Embodiment Academy. This is a 13-week academy for women to connect deeper into their bodies, to do exactly what I was talking about. Learn the skill of seeing the emotions that are blocking you and moving through those, and liberating those and stepping back into your truth, finding clarity. So we do a lot of like womb healing work. We do a lot of learning how to tap into your intuition, what that actually feels like in your body. We do a lot of body-based modalities so that you can heal and transform from the inside out. And it's really powerful, potent work. You can see some of my testimonials on the link below. And we begin on 11/11. So I would love to see you inside if that feels in resonance for you. So sending you so much love and thank you for tuning in. See you in the next video.